This is a dream about flying. I had to get to a somewhat remote place outside of a temperate zone. It was not the location of any university. The dream starts with me being in a very comfortable waiting area. I was sitting in a big soft couch, very similar to the sort we have today. A woman approached me and tells me that it's time to go. I put my flat crystalline device in my bag and I go towards a door. From the windows that are all around the room, I can see that I am high up in a tower and the place below is clearly Atlantis because I can see the concentric circles of water and land. It looks so beautiful and clean. I walk from the tower platform into a curved flying machine that's just floating in front of the tower. And it has just a simple ramp between the tower and the machine. The shape of the machine looks like two curved boomerangish things stuck together. I take a seat in this beautiful, simple-looking machine, and it moves slowly away from the tower. And then it moves quickly in the required direction. There are no seat belts, but the chair I'm sitting in seems to hold me fairly securely. The dream then jumps to the location I was going to. I remember leaving the tower at the ground level and walking into a busy hangar type of building. This is a place which is just a stepping stone on my way to my actual destination. I believe this stopover was in fact a university location. I'm not sure which one though. Anyway, there's a small flying device sitting in the hangar. Nothing like the big one. This is round and grey with 3 legs and quite old looking. And I have a feeling of hating to travel in it. But there's a place I must get to, so I clearly must go in this funny looking machine. So I get into this old looking machine with the person who I assume is the mechanical pilot. I do not remember any discussion between us about where we were going or why. She just flew the machine. It goes upwards quite slowly towards the ceiling of the hangar and then moves sideways through an opening, an open area. The journey takes about an hour and a half. It's close enough to the ground to see the terrain, which is mainly snow, ice, and the odd tree sticking through. The area we are descending towards seems less frozen, so maybe it's a slightly thermal area. As the machine gets lower, there are stabilizing, for lack of a better word, wings that expand outwards, and they immediately retract as soon as we reach the ground. So there is 2 wing-like things at each side, and then kind of a flap-like thing at the back. Anyway, I arrive and I'm dropped off in a place where no one can see us, and I then have to walk to the main part of the city. It's dark, like dusk, it's cold, it's wet, and everything is made of brown bricks. The roads, the buildings, the walls, literally everything. I know exactly where I'm going to, and so I just head there. I remember the plainness of the buildings and how few people I could see on the streets. Everything seemed to be going on inside the buildings. Well, you'd expect that in that sort of weather. Anyway, so everything that meant like people, animals. Oh, and once I got inside, smells, lots of smells and lots of activity. But I was not to let myself be distracted, so I focused on my objective, which was to retrieve an item. And honestly, I don't know how they got it or exactly what it was, but I was just focused on this task. So I found the place, I offered a trade of value to them, and then I left with the item. I noticed someone follow me when I went outside. So I kept walking, and I did not look back. then suddenly they tried to jump me. I knew this because my automatic defense system, so if you want to know more about that, see part 1 of technology, it was automatically activated as soon as a rapid motion occurred near me. I already knew how violent and untrustworthy some of the primitives were, and so it didn't completely surprise me. But nevertheless, I still felt icky, a bit disgusted, nevertheless. The primitive person lay on the ground, physically stunned, but sufficiently able to yell some pretty nasty abuse my way. I returned to the location for my transportation, which arrived very promptly. This time I felt much happier to see the chunky old flying machine. We quickly flew over the area so that I could see that the primitive was okay and they were long gone. So that gave me a sense of relief, even though they were obviously trying to kill me. I didn't really want to hurt them. But anyway, they were gone, so I felt okay about that. And my return trip was uneventful, and pretty much that was the end of the dream.